Hello!
Hi! And welcome to another episode on Real Talk with Tracy. With me is another really phenomenal guest, and of course, I'm going to share in brief about her before mentioning her name. So, she is a wife, a mother, an entrepreneur, a mentor to many, a philanthropist, and more. She is no other than Mrs. Evelyn Kanos. You're highly welcome on the show, man.
Thank you so much for having me.
We are happy to have you, man.
Thank you.
Okay, so our focus on this episode is tagged the value of mentorship and giving back. So, Ma, you are not just passionate about the youth, you are actively involved in the mentoring of the girl child, of youth in general for the past 16 years. It would be great to know your perspective on this subject matter of mentorship.
Mentorship and mentoring for me is it's a very passionate thing for me, for the younger ones, for us to pass the legacy, our knowledge, our success, our downfalls, our ups and downs to the next generation is very, very important, and that's why we started our Mentor for Life program, where we have mentors and we have younger people who are their mentees, and we put them together, and it's been a successful story because my kids as well are part of the program, and they still have their mentors mentor them through life in college and out of college and paving the way for them. So it's a very important thing. We can't do without mentoring.
Wow, thank you so much for sharing, Ma. Okay, are there other dimensions through which people or more people can actually give back to society? Maybe if you could share more on that.
Yes, in giving back, we always think of money. It's not only money at all. You give back your expertise, you give back your knowledge, you give back by opening doors for the younger generation, you give back by being part and parcel of, it all starts from the home. When you leave your home, you graduate from school, you still give back to your home. Something happens in your house, you take care of it. Your parents, you're taking back, you're giving back to your home as well, your society, your school. Every aspect of life, we have to give back. It's part and parcel of who we are.
Wow, thank you so much for shedding more light on these dimensions, Ma. Okay, you are the convener focused on the Family Foundation. It would be great if you could just share in brief about what the foundation is about.
We started the foundation because we know that the bedrock of the society is the family. Everything starts from the family. The ills that we have in the society now started from the family. Everybody you see in government, in whatever fields across the world, it started from their home. So it's the upbringing and the foundation that you get from the home that is being translated to what is in the society today. Where in Nigeria we're talking about corruption. It all starts from the home, So that's what and how and why we started focus on the Family Foundation, so that we can mentor the younger generation to have a different mindset of who they ought to be and what they ought to be.
Thank you so much for sharing, Ma. Okay, is there any recent, event or something recent coming up you may want to share?
Yes, part of focus on the Family Foundation, our own giving back to the society, is what we normally do at Christmas time, which is Put a Smile initiative. And we reach out to the widows, we reach out to the orphans, we reach out to the almajiris, the street kids, take care of their needs and provide, and in the little that we can. That is our own giving back to the society from focus on the Family Foundation.
Wow.
So this Christmas we want you to partnership with us. Whatever, there's nothing too small. Food items, clothing items, school supplies for the kids. We have this orphanage that we've adopted. We have girls. We have 18 girls there, and we see to their needs.
Wow, this is really phenomenal. Thank you for sharing, Ma. And if you've watched to this point, please don't forget that Focus on the Family Foundation is actually open to as much forms of partnership and sponsorship as you can think of. that you can be able to reach out in some way. So currently we are at Eldana. I mentioned she's also an entrepreneur, and currently we are at Eldana Gifts and More. And maybe, as you could just share about what this place
well,
offers.
like I said, for me everything is all about the family. I thought of it, it would be nice to have a place where people can meet the needs of just giving back to people. You have a celebration, you have a birthday, you have something, you just don't go empty handed. You give somebody something. To learn to appreciate people is very, very important. So it's a place where we have gift items. You can buy something for your husband, your wife, your children. We have toys, we have cards, we have a whole lot of things. That's why it's called Eldana Gifts and More. So you are always welcome to be part. Come over and pick something.
Wow, thank you so much for sharing, Ma. And well, don't forget that receiving of gifts is also an act, is also a love language. So thank you so much for coming on the
You're
show,
welcome.
Ma.
Thank you for having me.
Oh
Thank
my
you so
God.
much.
Okay, so if you've watched to this point, the details on how to reach out if you want to put a smile on the face of a child, the details are up for you. If you want to come all the way to Eldana Gifts and More, or make some calls and inquire, the details are up as well. So we finally come to the end of this episode, and for us it is a bye.
Bye bye.